chip. But first, what is digital currency? Digital currencies have no physical properties and are only available in digital or electronic form. It is also known as cybercash, digital money, electronic money, or electronic currency. The difference between digital currency and electronic currency in most bank accounts is that it never takes physical form. Let's say, right now you could go to an ATM and turn an electric record of your currency holdings into physical money. Digital currency, on the other hand, always remains on a computer network and is exchanged through digital means. The usefulness of digital currency is comparable to that of real money. They may be used to pay for both products and services. They are also forbidden in some online communities, such as gaming sites, gambling websites, and social networking sites. However, many people are wondering how these chips will further evolve, and if that will include them having to implant these chips on themselves to protect their money. Is this a sign of progress for humankind?
The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy.
This is the story of money, perhaps the end of money as we know it.
Or is this the mark of the beast foretold in the Bible?
And there's a religious argument around the mark of the beast, I'm the devil, etc., etc. So, yeah, there's interesting groups out there who really don't like this concept.
What are the different types of digital currency? Cryptocurrencies are digital currencies that use cryptography to secure and verify transactions in a network. Cryptography is also used to manage and control the creation of such currencies. Bitcoin and Ethereum are one of the most popular examples of cryptocurrencies. Depending on the jurisdiction, cryptocurrencies may or may not be regulated. Virtual currencies are uncontrolled digital currencies governed by developers or a founding organization of numerous stakeholders. A specified network protocol can also regulate virtual currency algorithmically. A gaming network token, for example, is virtual money whose economics are established and controlled by developers. Another example of digital currency is the central bank digital currency, CBDC, which is a regulated digital currency issued by a country's central bank.
Unlike most of the digital money people use daily today, it would be issued directly by a central bank.
Traditional fiat currency can be supplemented or replaced by CBDC. A CBDC is fully digital, unlike fiat currency, which exists in physical and digital forms.
And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy.
The United Kingdom, Sweden, and Uruguay are considering launching digital versions of their national currencies.
Today, I'm proud to say that under the UK's presidency is launching a set of public policy principles for retail central bank digital currencies, CBDCs.
But before we continue, go ahead and click the subscribe and like buttons. It takes a lot to make these videos. Your small actions tell YouTube to keep promoting our videos. Thanks. Now back to the video. Are there any advantages of using digital currencies? Transactions using digital currencies are substantially faster than those involving traditional banking institutions. For example, moving payments internationally through a typical bank can take days, if not weeks, while digital currencies make this considerably faster, if not instantaneous.
And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one.
Even though the funds in your account are theoretically yours, banks must earn a profit by charging you ATM fees, transfer fees, and closing fees, since there are frequent costs associated with spending money overseas. You may own a digital currency outright and use it whatever you wish, with no costs in most circumstances. One of the significant benefits of digital money is its accessibility. Anyone with an internet connection anywhere in the globe may go on and mine for their preferred coin. This is in contrast to traditional institutions, which frequently erect hurdles to access. such as a credit check or a minimum contribution.
Now here, we get the opportunity for one of history's biggest monetary revolutions, creating a cryptocurrency tied, in this case, to the dollar.
Nevertheless, there are certainly drawbacks to using digital currencies. Most digital currencies are now decentralized, which means a government or central bank doesn't back them. This implies they are not stable and are subject to much volatility, which means they may suddenly lose or gain value. Those who deal in digital currencies might have something valuable 1 minute and lose it the next if the value drops. CBDCs backed by banks or governments might be a far more secure answer in the future.
We are examining whether a U.S. central bank digital currency would improve upon what is an already safe and efficient domestic payment system.
While digital currencies eliminate the need to store personal information online, the coin you possess might still be hacked. Many firms that keep currencies have had their money stolen in attacks. Traditional banks can also provide greater security and recompense to customers whose cash has been stolen. Have you been chipped? As technology continues to evolve, many people from all over the world are doing everything to protect their money and to have the ease of access to it.
Passports, whole range of tech out there. So you could, in theory, replace your keys, your wallet, and your passport with a single chip in your hands.
In fact, in 2014, a Dutch Bitcoin enthusiast had chips implanted in himself for a hassle-free way to use his Bitcoin. We are now at a point where small chips are causing major new privacy disagreements. Implanting chips in humans has privacy and security consequences, from tracking our locations, our driving habits, our spending histories, and even beyond ownership of data. Theodora Lau, a financial technology expert, says that these implanted payment chips are just an extension of the Internet of Things. Moreover, Nana Kakabats, a professor at Henley Business School, is also cautious about the future of more advanced chips, saying, "There is a dark side to the technology that has a potential for abuse."
Implants are a very versatile technology that can be used for many different things.
There is no doubt that as the years go by, implantation of chips will be the new normal.
That serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
But your personal decision on receiving a chip implant may have more to do with your trust in your employer, your government, the technology company providing answers, or even your religious and political beliefs. The big question now is, would you support this change?
All right, Salakia. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect, preaching His word and truth and sincerity. To you, Riv, to you sisters out there, learn the silence and stay in order. Right, as you saw, they are trying to basically make it sound sexy, man. Make it sound appealing and convenient to get tagged by the mark, right? And then we have one man that popped up out of nowhere and said that there are people who attributed this to Revelation's Mark of the Beast, which, you know, we are in that, we definitely do believe that that is the mark, right? So this is what's coming, man. This is what's coming in reality, and this is why I believe personally that the famine of the word must come in order to trick people into getting this without having a reference to basically say, hey, man, this is why we shouldn't do it because the Bible says this. So they're going to have to demonize the Bible, which they have been trying to for a while. They've been trying to get rid of it. They got rid of it in the schools. You know, there's a lot of alternative religions out there that would go against the scriptures, and a bunch of confusion here in Babylon. That's what the word Babylon means, is confusion. So, most definitely, the scriptures speak against doing things like this. You know, microchipping yourself, putting some foreign object inside your body, right? For the means of doing commerce and, you know, getting permission to do daily activities, right? We see the social credit score system in China. So basically, by you taking that, you are accepting your furtherment of captivity that they're gonna imply on us. They're gonna put us all into much. They're gonna shorten the yokes, right? We got invisible yokes right now, and they're going to shorten that by any means. So that's what's coming, and they're making it. They're packaging it in a beautiful and pretty way. Let me see if I could find this. Let me see if I could find the what you call it. Let me see if I can find this original. Here it is.
Aaron Russo was an American entertainment businessman, film producer and director, and political activist. He was best known for producing such movies as Trading Places, Wise Guys, and The Rose. Later in life, he created various libertarian-leaning political documentaries including Mad as Hell and America, Freedom to Fascism. After a 6-year battle with bladder cancer, Russo died on August 24, 2007. Early life, Aaron Russo was born in Brooklyn, New York, in 1943. Growing up on Long Island, Russo worked for his family's undergarment business. Entertainment career. In April 1968, Russo opened the nightclub Kinetic Playground in Chicago, Illinois, originally naming it the Electric Theater.
It's funny we can't find it now.
Numerous prominent rock groups.
Right. This is crazy. Here it is.
You got 30% of the vote. You were having an effect. You made mad as hell. They knew that you'd started the Constitution Party. Yeah. They knew that you were somebody who was taking action and getting things done. You'd already made some big films, had a lot of other successes.
Right.
So they were trying to recruit you, and didn't it come down to the point of, hey, we are here to recruit you, and don't worry, your chip's going to say, don't mess with us. You know, this guy's don't touch.
Yeah, yes, that did happen. Now, I was definitely being recruited, but it's more subtle than that.
Well, in your words, just go through the process, and then what he said.
Well, what it is remember, we were friends, and we used to come to my house a lot. We'd have dinner, we'd talk, and he'd tell me about business investments, how you get involved in, or they would help me with this business investment or that business investment. And was I interested in joining the Council on Foreign Relations? You know, I would have to get a letter to join them, but was I interested in that? And, you know, just leading you on. And I used to say to him that I never really, because that wasn't where I was coming from. You know, as much as I like you, Nick, you know, your ways and my side of the fence. You know, I don't believe in enslaving people, you know, and he would come.
And ultimately, that's what it was. I was a friend of Nick Rockefeller, and he had confided in him to tell him that was the agenda, was to microchip and put everybody under rule. Go.
Back with I do? Or?
Well, like, you
it's
know,
better for them.
Well, it's more like, you know, how do I put it? It was like, what do you care? What do you care about those people? What difference does it make to you? Life. For you and your family. What do they mean to you? They don't mean anything to you. They're just serfs. They're just people. You know, it was just a lack of just not who I was. It was just sort of like cold, you know. It was just like cold, you know. I used to say to him, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? You know, what's the end goal? The goal is to get everybody chipped.
And, you know, and we see it coming to fruition now. For those who don't believe that the chip is the MOTB, right? You're seeing it before your eyes. The question is, are you gonna take it, right? Because they trying to say, hey man, it's all cool, it's good to go, right? We ready to go, everything's stable, right? It says here in 1 Thessalonians 5, starting at verse 1, now concerning how and when all this will happen, dear brothers and sisters, we don't really need to write you, right? Because we all know that nobody knows what time that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is coming. There are things that need to happen, right? But, you know, while you think everything's cool and smooth, you know, things are being moved into places and you might not be aware if you're not watching out for these things. So it might take you by surprise. Verse 2, for you know quite well that the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's return will come unexpectedly, right? Where you think it's cool, it's safe, and hey man, look at we're moving forward. Technology's moving along. Where you think shit is smooth, right? It says for verse 2, for you know quite well that the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's return will come unexpectedly, like a thief in the night. Verse 3, when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, right? This is in the NLT for edification purposes, right? This is the time where people say, hey, we no longer in lockdown, right? They're not really paying attention to the little wars that's going on overseas. They're not watching for these things. They're watching the Grammys or they're watching the BET Awards, right? And they see this shiny new thing, this new toy, this new chip, this new currency, right? They think that life is progressing into a better thing and that you might capitalize on this, right? Verse 3, when people are saying everything's peaceful and secure, right? Our money's secure. We don't got to worry about fraud. We don't got to worry about Cash App scams. We don't got to worry about none of that, right? It says, when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, then disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman. Labor pains begin, right? Because when a woman's labor pain begins, right, just before that, she was probably snacking on a big bowl of ice cream and laughing, taking pictures and rubbing her belly and hugging her husband, saying everything's cool. Right? And out of nowhere, boom, the cramps come in. Uh-oh, it's time to go to the hospital. We might not even make it there. Right? It says, when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, then disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman's labor pains begin. And there will be no escape. At that point, there is no escape. Why? Because you already got impregnated with the C-hip. Right? You already got that in you. Right? It's too late. By the time it's time to call on the Lord, it is too late for you, my man. You already took the chip, right? It is too late for you. See, when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, right, is when everybody's asleep. Everybody's watching the game. Everybody's watching the Super Bowl. They're not watching, man. You know, the watchtowers are over there screaming alarm and shining the light. You know, blinking it all crazy each way, man, letting you know, man, do not come this way. Do not go that way, right? But you so busy in that boat just partying, right, that you don't see what's underneath the surface, right? And that's also how the Titanic fell. It says, when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, then disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman's labor pains begin, and there will be no escape. Right? But the ones that are watching is the man of the Lord. The one who's telling you that the sea hip is the mark of the beast, who's been saying this for a while. The true man. There's only one doctrine, one gospel, one truth, right? And you shall see at the end, everybody will agree. This is what it is, because the true men of the Lord are not gonna fall for this, right? Verse 4. But you are in the dark about these things, dear brothers and sisters, and you surprised when the day of the Lord comes like a thief, right? Because you're watching, you're paying attention, you know these things, you're rehearsing these things, you're passing this on like you're supposed to, right? Because we are not in darkness, man. We are not asleep. We're not groping in the noonday. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the curses, that we're gonna be discontinuing from our heritage and not knowing where we're going, right? So then, how can you be led? See, if the blind lead the blind, they shall both fall into the ditch, and that's these Christian churches lying to us, man. Ones that are gonna be pushing this chip, saying get the chip and pay your tithes, so you can walk through those doors, right? But we are not children of the night. We are not in darkness, for we walk in light, right? Verse 5, for you are all children of the light and of the day. We don't belong to darkness and night. Says verse 6, so be on your guard, right? Always be watching, pay attention. Don't let this thing just creep up on you, right? If you've heard of this, then you have no excuse, right? It says not asleep like others. Stay alert and be clear-headed. Verse 7, night is the time when people sleep and drinkers get drunk, right? That's the house of myrrh, right? Where everybody's partying, living it up, not caring, right? Verse 8, but let us who live in the light be clear-headed, protected by the armor of faith, right? We got faith that if we don't take it, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will see our sacrifice, man, and Lord, when it be counted worthy that we escape death, right? But let us live in the light. Let us who live in the light be clear-headed, protected by the armor of faith and love, and wearing as our helmet the confidence of our salvation, right? We take it with cheerfulness, man. We're gonna lose our jobs. We're gonna do these things, but we are protected, man. Verse 9, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai chose to save us through our Lord Yahushai HaMashiach, right? Not to pour out his anger on us. Lord willing, we are of that number, man. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.